If I've said it once, I've said it a million times. There's no season quite like award season. The glitz, the glamour, the unpredictability. As a matter of fact, it's that very unpredictable nature that often leads to some highly memorable reactions from the winners, nominees, and the celeb-filled audience. That's why today, we're going to be taking a very special look at the many noteworthy award show reactions we've received over the years. And we're starting with some looks and responses from those whose names did not get called to the stage. You know, the losers. Take a look.
That wasn't enough for you, was it? No, you had to just bury us one more time.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 celebrity reactions to losing at award shows.
I wanted to bring the whole thing down, but they didn't move. In my mind, I visualized the whole structure on the ground, you know.
For this list, we'll be looking at those unfiltered and priceless reactions from stars and famous people who were maybe a little too excited about their celebratory moment, or rather lack thereof, in the spotlight. Which meme-worthy reaction moment is your favorite? Number 10. Faith Hill's exaggerated reaction to Carrie Underwood's CMA win. Was it a silly salute or was Faith throwing shade? The country music community was shocked when she lost the CMA award for Female Vocalist of the Year to American Idol alumna and then rising country superstar Carrie Underwood in 2006.
Jesus, take the wheel, take it from my hands.
The clip from the ceremony that featured Hill tossing her hands in the air and mouthing "what" became a notable example of a playful split-second decision becoming a highly scrutinized moment during the early viral video era.
And the award for Female Vocalist of the Year goes to...
Can you open it?
In an interview, Hill attributed its accessibility and popularity to, quote, the YouTube. Despite Hill's numerous explanations and Underwood's understanding, the moment became an example of the era's unquenchable thirst for celebrity gossip. Nothing to see here, folks.
I was joking myself. It had nothing to do with Carrie Underwood. And I understand I have a crazy sense of humor, and Whoopi and I were talking about this earlier, that some people just, you know, sometimes take it the wrong way, but I made it through.
Number 9. 50 Cent takes a lap around the stage. There are multiple types of walks seen at award shows. There's the victory walk, walk of shame following a loss, and then whatever 50 Cent did during the 2004 Grammys. 50 Cent was nominated for the Best New Artist Grammy, but lost to alt-rock group Evanescence.
Oh, what did I do? This is my first time. Thanks, 50.
As lead singer Amy Lee began Evanescence's acceptance speech, 50 Cent appeared on stage and walked around behind the confused band. The lasting impact of 50's loss helped fuel the conversation around how in touch with the music industry the Grammys really are, a subject 50's longtime friend Eminem feels passionate about.
I watched 50, same shit. 50 did not win Best New Artist at the Grammys.
There was nothing bigger than 50.
Nothing bigger, and nobody since maybe like Snoop came out the gate like that.
50 himself poked fun at his loss during his Hollywood Walk of Fame ceremony years later, subtly acknowledging his lasting cultural relevance. Your move, Grammys.
I ain't seen the Evanescence since that night, Mike. Since the night they gave him the trophy.
Number 8. Spike Lee's subtle speak out. Sometimes subtlety speaks volumes. When director Spike Lee's film Black Klansman lost the Best Picture Oscar in 2019 to Peter Farrelly's Green Book, he allegedly tried to leave the ceremony in protest, but was halted by employees.
Is there something about Green Book that offends you? This is what I'm trying to get to.
Offend? Are you British?
Yeah.
Are you British?
I am.
Let me give you a British answer. It was my cup of tea.
Instead of explicitly tearing the winning film apart in the press room, he channeled his anger into celebrating his film's brutally honest portrayal of what it was like to be a black detective in the 1970s going against the KKK.
This is why we need more people like you and me in public office. Get this country back on track.
Amen.
For America to achieve It's greatness again.
Absolutely.
Lee expressed his frustration by saying, quote, "Whether we won Best Picture or not, this film will stand the test of time, being on the right side of history." Lee's response and refusal to blatantly criticize Green Book stood out for his ability to fully express himself without making room for a spectacle, which is what often happens.
You have a very narrow assessment of me, Tony.
Yeah, right? I'm good.
No, you're not good, you're bad.
Number 7. Piers Morgan is peeved over not being the center of attention. Piers Morgan. Love him or hate him, you have to admit that the man knows how to speak his mind.
Anyway, obviously, as you can tell, things did not go well. I think we were robbed. I think the election was rigged.
No stranger to heated reactions, Morgan, who is a former host on the British breakfast program Good Morning Britain, didn't hesitate to let the world know how he felt when their competitor, This Morning, took home the Daytime National Television Award in 2019. Morgan felt sour enough over the loss to the point of using some of his appearance on This Morning to complain. Morgan's sense of self-awareness and his willingness to acknowledge his bruised ego were definitely rare to see among notable award show losers. Better luck next time, Piers?
This is ours.
Pick anyone.
I am reclaiming this for Good Morning Britain. This was stolen property and has been reclaimed.
Number 6. Old Dirty Bastard pulling a Kanye over Wu-Tang Clan loss. Hip-hop masterminds Wu-Tang Clan have been longtime proponents of equality and advocating for hip-hop's recognition within the Recording Academy.
Before he turned around, he was on stage already. He was already up there. And I was like, oh shit. And he just ran up on stage.
The latter was exactly what founding Wu-Tang Clan member, the late Old Dirty Bastard, wanted to do when he suddenly appeared on stage at the 1998 Grammys during the Song of the Year award presentation. The sequence of events was a little confusing.
Did you feel, hey man, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, or you don't care?
I felt both at the same time, but you know.
Right. You had to do what you had to do.
The lady just kept moving.
Wu-Tang were nominated for the non-televised Best Rap Album, but viewers saw ODB randomly take the microphone while Sean Colvin was on stage and begin explaining why his group was a better fit to win than Sean Puffy Combs.
Puffy is good, but Wu-Tang is the best, okay? I want y'all to know that this is ODB and I love you all.
Nevertheless, ODB's brash decision perfectly captured the urgency of his message and was memorable for its middle finger to the Academy's rigid commitment to establishment and order. Number 5. Casey Musgraves reacts blankly to Miranda Lambert's victory. Was she happy and sad at the same time?
You got me smiling with tears in my eyes.
After Casey Musgraves' one-time songwriting partner, Miranda Lambert, won the CMA Award for Female Vocalist of the Year, cameras caught Musgraves giving a deadpan reaction as Lambert thanked each of the nominees for their contributions. Musgraves later addressed the speculation behind her reaction, joking, quote, "If anyone should be offended, it should be me. I mean, did you see my face?" At the time of the 2013 ceremony, Musgraves was a newcomer to award season, and many weren't familiar with her signature laid-back personality yet.
It's like I'm making a total dork of myself because I don't know what to say. I'm so in shock.
Her candid reaction made her an ideal candidate to be scrutinized in a perfection-obsessed celebrity culture, but Musgraves paid no mind and continued following her arrow.
Damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, so you might as well just do whatever you want.
Number 4. Tim Comerford rages against the corporate machine. It's pretty well known that Rage Against the Machine are not afraid to speak their minds. Some of their beliefs are more apparent and can be found within their lyrics. Others are subtle, like bass player Timmy C's attempt to protest the band's loss to Limp Bizkit for Best Rock Video at the 2000 VMAs. After Limp Bizkit were proclaimed as winners, Comerford sneakily climbed up an intricately made set piece, refusing to leave.
This guy is rock and roll. He should be getting the award. Thank you anyway, and everybody out there and all our fans.
While Comerford later expressed his upset over RATM's loss, his silent act of protest was memorable for speaking volumes about his feelings without explicitly sharing them, as well as for stealing the show.
To be honest with you, I thought it was a beautifully honest act of frustration.
The incident also resulted in multiple consequences, from jail time to causing the band's vocalist, Zach De La Rocha, to leave the ceremony. It may have even factored into Rocha announcing his departure from the band. Number 3, Metallica refuses to give flutes any justice. It would be more likely to see progressive rock legends Jethro Tull and metal veterans Metallica together in someone's music collection. But the two bands nominated for an award in the same category, not so much.
And the winner is crest of a name, Jethro Tull.
Metallica and Jethro Tull were nominated for the Best Hard Rock/Metal Vocal Performance Grammy in 1989, the only year the award was presented, with the latter group winning the award. One might think fan favorites Metallica would be angry over this upset in Grammy history.
I think the first thing we got to do is, obviously, like you guys were expecting, is we got to thank Jethro Tull for not putting out an album this year, right? And also, obviously, we got to thank the Academy for giving Jethro Tull the award in 1989. Read between the lines, know what I mean?
However, the band's choice to poke fun at their controversial loss during their Grammy win a few years later, and ex-bassist Jason Newsted's humble stance that the band's inclusion in the ceremony would be the most memorable factor, were what really stood out against rampant fan criticism.
Of course, the next day I became aware of the furore surrounding that Grammy win, and poor Alice Cooper had to get up and accept the award on our behalf to a chorus of catcalls and boos.
Number 2, Kanye West would like to say a few words. When hearing the phrase pulling a Kanye, it's fair to assume it's in reference to an incident featuring a certain pop star at the 2009 VMAs.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
But as it turns out, Kanye West had a bit of practice storming stages 3 years earlier. At the 2006 MTV European Music Awards, West hopped on stage after being beat by the Justice and Simeon collaboration We Are Your Friends.
If I don't win, the award show loses credibility. I appreciate it, man. It's nothing against you. I've never seen your video. It's nothing against you.
He delivered an expletive-filled rant where he explained why he believed his Touch the Sky video should have won. While this particular moment in West's career showcases how seriously he values his craftsmanship, it also shows an example of what can happen when Ye takes himself too seriously, now earning himself a reputation for award show snafus. What would Beyonce think?
I gotta testify. Come up in the spot looking extra fly. For the day you die, you gon' touch the sky.
Number 1, Taylor sees red over Grammy loss. It's no secret Taylor Swift knows the feeling of winning awards all too well, but there came a time when Taylor and her team experienced a red-faced worthy moment at the 2014 Grammys.
I don't ever want to be presumptuous about anything, about being invited or about winning something or about something doing well.
Swift's 4th album, Red, was nominated for Album of the Year alongside Daft Punk's Random Access Memories. As presenter Alicia Keys pronounced the first syllable of the word random, Swift and her team collectively gasped, thinking Red had won.
And the Grammy goes to... Random Access Memories, Daft Punk.
The heartbroken Swift beautifully recovered from the moment that would later inspire her to completely change the direction of her career. By seizing the opportunity to turn what happened with Red into more monumental career success with her crossover classic 1989, Taylor Swift showed the world how award show losses can inspire career-defining gains.
You can say, maybe they're right. Maybe I did not make the record of my career. Maybe I need to fix the problem, which was that I have not been making sonically cohesive albums.
Well, they say losing ain't easy, especially when you have a camera shoved in your face. But for our next list, we're going to be switching to reactions of a different kind, ones of joy. And that's because they're coming from awards winners. Check out these.
Oh, thank you with all my heart.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 celeb reactions to winning at award shows.
I don't want to cry.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most enthusiastic responses from celebrities who were victorious at award ceremonies. Though they're an important part of these events, our main focus won't be on the content of their speeches. Which of these reactions sticks out to you the most? Number 10. Amy Poehler, 71st Golden Globe Awards. In 2014, Amy Poehler co-hosted the Golden Globes with Tina Fey for the second year in a row. But more importantly, Poehler finally won for her work as Leslie Knope on Parks and Recreation.
We're gonna get the final results any minute.
I know. Do you have both my speeches?
Yes, you seem calmer than I expected you'd be.
While the nominees were being read, she received a shoulder massage from none other than Bono, seemingly to help relieve the tension. And when she was declared the winner, she planted a kiss on the U2 frontman.
Amy Poehler, Parks and Recreation.
She then excitedly ran up to snag her prize and was admittedly stunned by the well-deserved victory. Even when she's overwhelmed, Poehler knows how to capture our attention.
I really didn't expect to win. I know that every actress says that, but I really didn't because I have never won. I've been here many times, or at award shows.
We'd expect nothing less from such a comedy queen. Number 9. Lady Gaga, 27th MTV Video Music Awards. Lady Gaga dominated headlines following the VMAs in 2010. She was the biggest winner of the night and wore more than one memorable outfit.
Making a royal entrance, Lady Gaga's always turning fashion into an art form.
You probably remember a certain meat dress she sported. While that fashion choice arguably dominated the moment, we can't overlook the beauty of her reaction to winning the prize for Video of the Year.
And the VMA for Video of the Year goes to Lady Gaga.
I never thought I'd be asking Cher to hold my meat purse.
The singer was grateful and overwhelmed by all the love, which made for a beautifully raw moment. She then proceeded to reveal that her next record would be called Born This Way.
And I promised if I won this tonight, I'd announce the name of my new record. It's called Born This Way.
As if that wasn't exciting enough on its own, she even treated fans to a live sneak peek of the title song. Number 8. Megan Thee Stallion, 63rd Annual Grammy Awards. Megan Thee Stallion didn't need to win Best New Artist for us to know she had arrived as a musical superstar. But the Texas rapper's reaction to her victory showed what a massive moment this was for her. Much of her face was initially covered by a mask due to pandemic precautions, but it didn't matter. You could still see pure disbelief wash over her when Lizzo announced her name to major applause from the crowd. As she went up to the microphone, she got quite choked up. Yet she also found space for humor, reacting to the loud engine of a passing car interrupting her speech.
Thank you to T. Ferris for always being with me, being by my side. Oh, car.
The Grammys might have looked different than usual, but this moment felt just as special as ever. Number 7. Eddie Redmayne, 87th Academy Awards. Redmayne made waves in 2014 when he portrayed Stephen Hawking in The Theory of Everything.
Wouldn't that be nice, Professor? A one simple, elegant equation to explain everything.
And the Academy recognized his work in a pretty big way. You could see the fresh emotion on the actor's face when Cate Blanchett said his name while presenting the nominees for Best Actor. So we can only imagine how it felt when he was actually named the winner. It was clear by his expression and the way he was embracing those near him that the significance of the moment wasn't lost on him. Redmayne's reaction could best be summed up as a mix of shock, awe, and excitement, which we'd say is rather fitting for the occasion. Number 6. Jennifer Lawrence, 71st Golden Globe Awards. In 2013, Jennifer Lawrence got her first Golden Globe for Silver Linings Playbook.
Golden Globe goes to Jennifer Lawrence, Silver Lining Playbook.
About a year later, she did it again, this time for her work in American Hustle. But based on her reaction, you'd think that the actress was winning for the first time. She seemed genuinely flattered by the well-deserved honor.
Jennifer Lawrence, American Hustle.
Her glee and amazement were absolutely infectious, as was her ability to launch into a speech that was both heartfelt and relatable. The star was nervous and shaky throughout, which made her all the more lovable.
I don't know why it's so terrifying. It's obviously a good thing. I don't know why I'm so scared. I'm sorry, but you guys were so incredible and unforgettable.
We can't wait to see Lawrence continue to win many, many more awards in the future, if only to see how she responds. Number 5, Halle Berry, 74th Academy Awards. Berry's outstanding work in Monsters Ball won her the Oscar for Best Actress.
Only reason I'm here, so you could say goodbye to your son.
Okay.
I've been coming here for damn near 11 years, Lawrence. And I'm tired.
As her name was called, she became visibly shaken and could be seen repeatedly saying, "Oh my God." Perhaps she was trying to convince herself it was all real. When she made it up on stage to accept the prize, things only got more moving. She was struggling to breathe and soon burst into tears, which tells you everything you need to know. Winning this award is special in any instance, but even more so for Berry because of its historic significance. She was the first Black woman to ever earn the Best Actress trophy. Her soul-stirring reaction and speech honored that triumph beautifully and had us reaching for the tissue box. Number 4, Adele, 54th Annual Grammy Awards. The 2012 Grammys belonged to Adele.
Never mind, I'll find someone like you.
The English singer took home all 6 of the awards she was nominated for. In doing so, she also tied Beyoncé's record for most Grammys won in one night by a female artist. When 21 was named Album of the Year, her emotions were immediately palpable.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh. I just first of all want to say, Mum, girl did good.
Upon hearing her name called, she put her hand to her chest as if to make sure her heart was still beating. The feels continued as she went up on stage and hugged those around her. The Someone Like You singer was so touched that she could barely get her speech out at first.
And it's gone on to do things that I can't tell you, like how I feel about it. It's been the most life-changing year.
It was an overwhelmingly magical moment, to be sure. Number 3, Roberto Benigni, 71st Academy Awards. Winning an Academy Award can generate a wide range of emotions in people, from shock to joy to pure excitement. Roberto Benigni was all of those things and more when Life is Beautiful earned the Foreign Language Film Oscar.
Perché, bambini, hanno scelto me? Ma dico... C'è bisogno di dirlo. Dove lo trovate uno più bello di me? Dove lo trovate uno più bello di me?
Sophia Loren iconically declared him the winner, and he took it from there. Benigni ecstatically celebrated by getting up on the seats before hopping up to accept the prize with a breathless speech that can only be described as legendary. He was also awarded the trophy for Best Actor at the ceremony, and while that reaction was slightly more subdued, it was no less spectacular. Benigni was a euphoric man on cloud 9 at these Oscars, and it was impossible not to share in his jubilation. Number 2, Beyoncé, 31st MTV Video Music Awards. The Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award is a special honor given at the VMAs to artists who've had a substantial impact on the music industry. While the recipient is known in advance, it was still tremendous watching Beyoncé receive it.
I'm having such a good time with y'all. Y'all ready to get grimy? Y'all sing with me.
First, she tore the house down with an amazing 16-minute medley performance. She was then presented the trophy by her husband Jay-Z and daughter Blue Ivy. Queen Bee was beyond moved, and you could tell she was proud to have her family by her side. The crowd's thunderous cheers only amplified the moment, as she went on to express her utter gratitude and love.
Thank you. I have nothing to say, but I'm filled with so much gratitude. I just thank God for this moment. I love y'all so much.
It was a fairly short segment, but in terms of emotional potency, it's one that keeps on giving. Number 1, Betty White, 41st People's Choice Awards. When we think of words to describe the late great Betty White, iconic instantly springs to mind.
Hello, God, it's me, Rose Nyland. I'm sorry to be getting in touch so late tonight. I hope I didn't wake you. Oh, God. One at a time, Blanche.
So it's only fitting that she won the award for Favorite TV Icon at the 2015 People's Choice Awards. The legendary actress and comedian stole the evening, and our hearts, with her heartwarming reaction.
And the People's Choice for Favorite TV Icon is Betty White.
She was astonished and sentimental, which made us want to give her a huge hug. And the delight on her face was just about the sweetest thing we'd ever seen.
I cannot possibly say thank you, or can you imagine the People's Choice at 93? I mean, that's ridiculous.
The standing ovation spoke for itself, and her vibrant and sincere speech was just the cherry on top. White may be gone, but she'll forever be one of the most beloved stars of all time. And this moment perfectly encapsulates why.
Yes, winning an award is a joyous moment, not only for the winner though, but also for the winner's significant other. Yes, trust me on this, there have been some doozy reactions from celeb plus ones at award shows. And here now is the proof.
I really thought I'd bitten off more than I could chew. My wife talked me off that cliff like she talks me most days.
Welcome to Miss Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 celeb reactions to their significant other winning an award.
Thank you for giving me the part. You would have been in major trouble if you hadn't, so you didn't really have an option, but thank you.
For this list, we'll be looking at the best celeb swoon-worthy responses over their SO's wins at award ceremonies. If we missed any of your favourite couples... Number 10, Deborah Lee Furness. Married since 1996, Hugh Jackman and Deborah Lee Furness have one of the more enduring relationships in Hollywood.
It all sounds too good to be true.
It does, doesn't it?
Is it?
No, it's perfect. I think perfect would be boring.
So how is he imperfect then?
You think I'm going to share that with you all? It's pretty close to perfect.
The sweetness and comfort they have with each other was put on full display when Jackman won an award at the 2013 Golden Globe Awards for Les Miserables.
Love another person is to see the face of God.
When his name is announced, they kiss quickly, and then Furness pulls him back in for one more before he goes up. Cuteness strike number 1. Jackman one-ups that cuteness with a very funny quip at the end of his speech.
My wife, I gotta tell you, a lot of you know my wife. She's the greatest woman in the world, and if I forget to mention anyone, babe, can you come up and thank them after? That'd be great.
He tells a sweet story about how he almost quit the Les Miserables production, but his wife convinced him not to. He then utters what we all want to hear.
Baby, I'm going to say it now in front of the entire world. Thank you for always being right, baby. I love you.
Number 9, Hugh Dancy. After going through a couple of very public relationships, including a pretty scandalous one with Billy Crudup, it makes sense that Claire Danes would keep her relationship with actor Hugh Dancy on the down low. But when one does get the chance to see these two together, there's no mistaking how deeply in love they are.
Oh, what a world, oh, what a life. Oh, what a world, what a life.
In 2013, Danes won an Emmy for her portrayal of Carrie on the hit TV show Homeland, and she gave a sweet little nod to Dancy during her speech.
My love, my ballast and my crush, thank you for making me so whole and happy so I can be so entirely unhappy in the land of make-believe. Thank you.
The camera flashes to him for a brief moment, but that's really all we need. Seriously, if there was ever a real-life version of the heart eyes emoji, Hugh Dancy nails it.
What if
you and I just sang and laughed together for the rest of our lives.
Number 8, Kevin Bacon. Kira Sedgwick and Kevin Bacon are one of the best examples of couple goals.
I was, just immediately in love with her, and she was immediately put off by me.
Did you know she was the one?
Yeah, I did.
And you were right. I mean, you've been inseparable ever since.
I was right.
Both are incredibly supportive of each other's careers while still managing to focus on family. In 2007, Sedgwick won a Golden Globe for her starring in The Closer and gave a very endearing speech about how surprised she was. She also thanked her family.
My one and only, my only one, Kevin, and my amazing kids.
Bacon looks so ecstatic during his wife's speech, and when she goes on to thank her children as well, he leans over and kisses his daughter on the forehead. It's really a lovely moment that shines a spotlight on how much these two love each other and their family.
We did just get lucky, but I also think that we have the same priorities, and I think that helps a lot.
Number 7, Benjamin Millepied. Natalie Portman's performance in Black Swan is one of the most memorable of the 2010s, so it's no surprise she won Best Actress at the Oscars for her efforts.
It was perfect.
But while Portman was giving the performance of a lifetime in Black Swan, she also took a little time to fall in love. Portman met dancer and choreographer Benjamin Millepied on the set, and the two quickly began dating.
Was it one of those that you saw him and he saw you and there was like a little
And we had
magic?
like a whole, he was teaching me how to dance. It was like, one of those romantic,
By the time Portman won the award, she was pregnant with the couple's child, and Millepied made a small but sweet move when she was announced. Grasping her hand, he kindly helps her up the Oscar stairs before returning to his seat. It's such a respectful gesture, but not scene-stealing at all. We love a subtle king.
This is your moment, Nina. Don't let it go.
Number 6, Warren Beatty. Moving on to the power couple to end all power couples, Annette Bening and Warren Beatty. Yes, that Warren Beatty.
use your imagination.
I'm using it.
Let me know when you're finished.
They got married in 1992 and have been living it up in Hollywood royalty bliss ever since.
On what award show did you and Warren Beatty get engaged? Was that...
It wasn't on
It wasn't on an award show. That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
There aren't that many stories out there about the couple, but one has circulated that they originally met in a pizza parlor. Years later, Bening won a Golden Globe in 2005 for her role in Being Julia, and gave an absolutely charming speech. At the end, she acknowledged Beatty was a sweet reference.
The lunch at the pizza joint was delicious. Thank you.
He chuckles warmly, and the rest of the room follows suit. Number 5, William H. Macy. It's no surprise that a lot of our list entries come from couples who have been together for decades, and William H. Macy and Felicity Huffman are no exception.
Secret to keeping romance alive in Hollywood.
Very good
Here we
question. Very good question.
Marry her. It's a piece of cake.
In 2006, Huffman won a Golden Globe for her groundbreaking role in Transamerica.
My body may be a work in progress, but there is nothing wrong with my soul.
Macy's reaction was nothing short of adorable. Huffman is on the verge of tears throughout her entire speech. When the camera finally moves to Macy, it's clear he's in the same spot. Huffman makes a little joke at his expense, but immediately pivots to a heartwarming sentiment.
I'd like to thank my handsome and charming agent. I know you were going to think husband, but my agent, Chris Andrews. And my North Star and my haven, Bill Macy.
If someone called us that, we'd be on the verge of tears too. Number 4, Kerry Russell. Showmances are par for the course in Hollywood, but Kerry Russell and Matthew Rhys have got to be one of our favourites. The two formed a close relationship on the set of The Americans and have been together ever since.
I'll be home in a few hours.
You need to stay.
When Rhys won an Emmy for his role of Philip Jennings in 2018, Russell was so clearly ecstatic for him right from the jump. But that's not even close to her best moment. After Reese is done thanking most everyone, he thanks Russell, who apparently gave him some advice for his speech.
She said, if you propose to me, I'll punch you clean in the mouth.
The camera flashes to Russell, who laughs and shrugs. If that's not love, we don't know what is.
I don't have the words, I don't have the time, neither of which would do you justice, Kerry Lynn, except thank you, more to come. Thank you.
Number 3, Rita Wilson. This pair exemplifies the gold standard for supportive partners.
You have an effervescent glow. It looks
glowing, and she looks sensational.
Tom Hanks is no stranger to winning Oscars, not after winning 2 of them consecutively. This means that his wife, actress Rita Wilson, is no stranger to being excited for him when he does. In 1995, Hanks won for his celebrated performance in Forrest Gump.
Congratulations. How do you feel?
I gotta pee.
I believe he said he had to go pee.
Wilson was proud and excited for him. Her million-watt smile lasted throughout his speech and could be seen for the rest of the night. It's not hard to understand why they're still so in love decades later.
I tell you, every day's fun. Every day's a blast with Rita Wilson.
Number 2, Pauletta Washington. Denzel Washington is one of the most esteemed actors of his generation, but he makes it clear that his success starts at home.
That's right.
I've been here for the ride.
She said she got emotional.
I did.
Oh, good. You know, most times she carried me. Every now and then I carried her.
He was only the second African-American actor in history to win Best Actor when he took home the Oscar for Training Day in 2002.
When all this is behind you, there's going to be a whole other world that opens up for you. I walk a higher path, son. I can give you the keys to all the doors.
On this historic night, his wife was, of course, right by his side. The excitement was palpable, but no one was more thrilled than Pauletta. When his name was announced, she pulled him into a giant hug and refused to let go, and she spent the rest of the night positively beaming at her talented husband. Anyone who looked at her could see the pride shining in her eyes. It's just a glimpse of the love that has kept this pair going for more than 30 years.
I got a good woman, that's the first thing.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions. Isla Fisher. The joy on Isla's face is better than any award.
Most of all, thank you to my incredibly patient wife, Isla, who has put up with all my madness. Okay, bye.
John Krasinski. Cute enough to be a GIF.
You are a stunning filmmaker. I'm so lucky to be with you and to have done this film with you.
Number 1, Keith Urban. He's a country music star and she's one of the most famous actresses on the planet. Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman might seem like they come from different worlds, but despite the gap, they're definitely meant to be.
And her being here means everything too. I wouldn't have any of this without her. No, I wouldn't.
Want proof? Look no further than Urban's reaction to Kidman's 2017 Emmy win. When Kidman begins to thank her family, the camera pans to Urban. And guys, this man really looks like he is barely holding it together.
I have 2 little girls, Sunny and Faith, and my darling Keith, who I ask to help me pursue this artistic path, and they have to sacrifice so much for it.
The amount of pride and joy radiating from his face as his eyes start to well up with tears is enough to make anybody misty-eyed.
So, this is yours. I want my little girls to have this on their shelf.
Okay, for our last video today, we're actually going to shift the spotlight onto the celeb-infested award show audience. And that's because there has been an abundance of standout celebrity reactions at these award shows. There are cameras everywhere. Well, take a look.
Even famous people can get really surprised. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for another top 10 celebrity audience reactions. For this list, we're looking at even more hilarious and hypnotic audience reactions from various award shows. We'll only be including genuine reactions on this list, so planned bits will not be included. Number 10. Tom Hanks. The 2020 Golden Globe Awards belonged to Tom Hanks. Not only was he the recipient of the honorary Cecil B. DeMille Award, but his facial reactions were instantly gifable and meme-worthy. The first one came after Ricky Gervais joked about Felicity Huffman making a license plate in jail, and cut to Tom staring at the stage with mouth agape.
And the license plate was made by Felicity Huffman. So
No. Shush.
The second came after Gervais' long rant about celebrity hypocrisy and political statements. While Gervais sipped his beer, Tom just sat there with a hilarious reaction that essentially said, "Well then." And another celebrity with a strong reaction on the night has to be Jonathan Pryce, who looked pretty pissed off after Gervais made a joke about the two popes.
It was a big year for paedophile movies. Surviving R. Kelly, Leaving Neverland, Two Popes. Shut up. Shut up. I don't care. I don't care.
Number 9. James Earl Jones. It must be hard having the same first name as the actual winner. At the 66th Tony Awards, both James Earl Jones and James Corden were nominated for Best Performances by a Leading Actor in a Play.
The nominees are James Corden in One Man, Two Governors.
Once the name James was read, James Earl Jones was visibly shocked, widening his eyes and opening his mouth in surprise.
And the American Theater Wing's Tony goes to James Corden, One Man, Two Governors.
Various people have interpreted this reaction in different ways. Some think it is a look of disappointment and shock. Others think that it was a look of surprise as he briefly thought that he'd won without expecting to do so. Either way, it's a hilarious reaction that many viewers were quick to point out and enjoy. Number 8. Natasha Lyonne. The internet will really make fun of anything. Viewers immediately recognized Natasha Lyonne's bizarre way of clapping at the Emmys, as she essentially kept her fingers rigid and slapped her palms together. People on Twitter were quick to make jokes, and some even commented on its similarity to Nicole Kidman's seal-like clapping from the 2017 Oscars. It's all harmless fun, but seriously, what is with these celebrities not knowing how to clap? Unfortunately, Lyonne failed to win for either lead actress in a comedy or outstanding writing, but she still won the night in the internet's eyes. Just not in the way she probably wanted. Number 7. Martin Scorsese. We love it when celebrities go along with a joke. Case in point, Martin Scorsese at the 77th Golden Globe Awards. Gervais mentioned Scorsese's infamous comments about Marvel movies being like fun but mindless theme park rides. He then asked what Scorsese is doing at theme parks because he's too short to go on any of the rides.
He said they're not real cinema and they remind him of theme parks. I agree. Although I don't know what he's doing hanging around theme parks. He's not big enough to go on the rides.
The camera then cut to Scorsese, who could be seen laughing in jest and saying it's true to those around him. You see, at least some people were having a good time with Gervais. Granted, this was probably the least offensive joke he told all night. Number 6. Beyoncé and Jay-Z. That whole Taylor Swift Kanye West debacle really left a mark, didn't it?
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time.
Once Beck beat Beyoncé for Album of the Year, Kanye West briefly leapt on stage and made towards the microphone, an obvious reference to the infamous Taylor Swift fiasco of 2009.
I need some help. Come back. Oh my God. Hi, Prince. That's what I was going to say. There should be a lot of people up here. There's a lot of people who were involved in this record, and I think these gentlemen up here who helped me record the record and their patience.
Beyoncé took it in stride, simply tilting her head and seemingly yelling, "No, Kanye, no," like a parent playfully admonishing a child. But Jay-Z was stressed when he saw Kanye approaching the stage, and all he could do was stare at his friend, open-mouthed in shock. It's a great "oh no, not this again" face, though when Kanye quickly came off, Jay-Z was all smiles and laughter again. Number 5. Tori Kelly. The following year's Grammy Awards also had a fantastic reaction shot. However, it was perhaps misinterpreted and read into a little too much. While Taylor Swift was accepting the Album of the Year award for 1989, the camera cut to Tori Kelly, who was sitting with a particularly sour or disgusted look on her face.
You'll look around and you will know that it was you and the people who love you who put you there. And that will be the greatest feeling in the world. Thank you for this moment.
Seriously, that look is like something you'd see in a teen movie when the bully is watching the hero win an award. Social media was quick to notice the look and speculate the reason behind it, but Tori later tweeted that she loved every moment of the show. Did everyone read too much into her face, or was Tori just spouting basic PR talk? You be the judge. Number 4, Hugh Jackman. And now for one of the most memed moments in award show history, and it belongs to none other than Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman, the greatest showman.
While James Franco was accepting the award for Best Performance in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy and giving a speech, the camera cut to Jackman, and thousands of memes were born.
New line, good universe, thank you for all your love.
Jackman's expression is hard to gauge, as it's seemingly stuck between confusion, bewilderment, shock, and speechless wonder. Some viewers thought he was shocked over not winning the award, but he was also seen clapping and smiling, so we don't think that's it. Either way, it was a hilarious and instantly gifable face that completely took over the internet. Number 3, Rihanna. The 2013 VMAs are infamous for 2 reasons, namely Miley Cyrus and Robin Thicke.
Twerk it down, 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 twerk it down.
The duo performed a highly provocative rendition of We Can't Stop and Blurred Lines, complete with a skin-colored latex outfit, foam finger, tongues, groping, and all the twerking you could imagine. The response was immediately hostile, but one only needed to look at the audience reactions to gauge the impending storm.
Hands in the air like we don't care, 'cause we came to have so much fun now, that somebody here might get some now.
Mostly everyone looked either disgusted or bored, although there was some cheering, but the best reaction belonged to Rihanna.
It's our house, we can love when we want to. It's our song, we can sing if we want to. It's my mouth, I can say what I want to. Don't take nothing from nobody.
She couldn't look more unimpressed, as she sat there without moving or dancing, with a hilariously tranquil look on her face. We only see it for a second, but the utterly bored look speaks volumes. Number 2, Brendan Fraser. Sorry, Natasha Lyonne, but when it comes to weird clapping, Brendan Fraser is the undisputed champ. While Martin Scorsese was earning an award, the camera cut to Brendan, who did a really weird clap that is simply beyond explanation.
No.
As you can imagine, the reaction was instantly memed, gifted, and remixed by the denizens of the internet, and quickly entered award show legend. He later explained on Lopez Tonight that he knew he was being filmed, and essentially panicked somewhat, not knowing how to properly react.
I'm not confused, and all of a sudden there's a red light on, and I just spazzed.
My personal favorite, I love Gods and Monsters, but Bedazzled.
Thank you.
Bedazzled is...
It's like 7 movies in one.
It was hilarious, but it was also weirdly sweet, human, and relatable. No worries, Brendan, you do you. Before we unveil our most hilarious number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
And now we'll see if it's true what they say. The best fans are in New York.
We were lucky enough to win 3 VMAs last year, and there's nothing like the feeling of holding that moon, man. So we're excited to give out the first award tonight.
Here are the nominees for Best Pop Video.
Number 1, Willem Dafoe. The 2018 Golden Globes landed right in the initial midst of the Me Too movement. As you can imagine, the night was tense and rife with related jokes, and Willem Dafoe was caught in the middle when Seth Meyers riffed on this topic and asked, "Did you hear about Willem Dafoe?" Not knowing what Meyers was about to say, and shocked, Dafoe widened his eyes in wild and anxious befuddlement, before realizing what was going on and then covering his mouth and laughing.
Did you hear about Willem Dafoe? Oh God, no, he was nominated. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Granted, we can't fully tell from the timing of the cutaway whether Dafoe was actually playing it up at all or not, but he went full Green Goblin for a second there.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this very special look at award show reactions. And with a busload of new award shows taking place each and every year, well, I'm sure we'll get an even bigger batch of reactions to talk about at a later date. Until then, I've been Matt from Watch Mojo, and I'll see you next time.